My treasured one, come close to me right now. I see you there, with that weight on your shoulders that you've been carrying for far too long. I see the way you look at your life, at your circumstances, at the bills stacked on the counter, at the bank account that never seems to grow, at the dreams you've locked away in the deepest part of your heart because it hurt too much to keep looking at them. I see you. I have always seen you. And I need you to understand something that is going to change everything about how you see yourself, how you see your future, and how you see me. There are doors in front of you right now that you have been staring at for months, maybe even years. Doors that represent everything you've prayed for, everything you've hoped for, everything you've whispered to me in the dark when no one else could hear. Doors of opportunity, doors of breakthrough, doors of provision, doors of healing, doors of restoration, doors of promotion, doors of favor. You have been standing in front of these doors for so long that you've almost convinced yourself they were never really there. That maybe you imagined them, that maybe they were for somebody else, that maybe God speaks to other people about breakthrough, but not to you. But I am telling you right now, in this very moment, while you are reading these words, while your heart is beating, and your lungs are drawing breath that I am giving you, I am telling you to knock. Knock on those doors, not with hesitation, not with that timid little tap that you're afraid might actually be answered. Knock with firmness, knock with authority, knock like someone who knows that the God of the universe is standing right behind them. Because I am. I am right here. I have opened every single window of heaven over your life. Not one window, not a few windows, not just the windows you think you deserve. Every single one. The floodgates that have been sealed shut, rusted closed by years of delay, by years of disappointment, by years of watching other people get their breakthroughs while you kept waiting. I have torn them open with my own hands. I didn't send an angel to do it. I didn't assign this task to someone else. I, your God, your Father, your Provider, reached down with my own hands and ripped those floodgates open. The abundance that has been stored up, reserved specifically for you, allocated to your name before you even took your first breath, is now pouring down. Not in a trickle that you have to ration, not in measured drops that you have to stretch to make last, in a flood, in a deluge so overwhelming that you will not have room enough to contain it all. The barns of your life, the storage spaces where you keep your resources, your hope, your dreams, they are too small for what I am about to release. You are going to need to expand. You are going to need to build bigger containers. You are going to need to prepare for an abundance that exceeds every single calculation you have made about what is possible for your situation. And I know you've been calculating. I know you've been running the numbers in your head, trying to figure out how to make what little you have cover everything you need. I know you've been lying awake at night doing the math, and the math never works out, does it? The numbers never add up. Your resources never quite meet your requirements. And that has been stealing your peace, stealing your sleep, stealing your joy. But I'm about to show you a different kind of math. I'm about to show you kingdom math, where 5 loaves and 2 fish feed 5,000 people with baskets full left over. I'm about to show you multiplication math, where what you have in your hand expands in ways that make no logical sense. I'm about to show you supernatural math, where the equation doesn't work on paper but works perfectly in my kingdom, because nothing is going to lack in your life. Let me say that again so it sinks deep into the soil of your heart where doubt has been growing like a weed for far too long. Nothing, not one single thing that you need, not one resource that is required for you to fulfill the purpose I placed inside you before you took your first breath. Not one tool, not one connection, not one opportunity, not one open door, not one penny, not one relationship, not 1 ounce of strength. Nothing is going to lack. I am about to prove to you that I am Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. Not the God who provides barely enough, not the God who gives you just sufficient resources to scrape by with nothing left over. Not the God who keeps you in a perpetual state of anxiety about whether you're going to make it through the month. I am the God who provides abundantly, extravagantly, generously, lavishly, more than you can ask, more than you can think, more than you can imagine. I'm about to show you what my provision really looks like when I decide that the season of lack is over and the season of overflow has begun. You have been rationing for so long. You have been carefully measuring everything, making sure that what little you have will stretch far enough to cover your needs. You have been cutting back, sacrificing, doing without, telling yourself that maybe abundance is for other people but not for you. Maybe God blesses other people with overflow, but your portion is meant to be small, measured, barely enough. You have been whispering these lies to yourself in the quiet moments when you look at your resources and wonder how they are supposed to multiply into everything you need. You have been calculating, planning, trying to figure out how to make insufficient provision become sufficient through your own wisdom and strategy. And I have been watching you carry this burden that was never yours to carry. I have been watching you tie yourself into knots, trying to manufacture supply, when I am the source of all supply. I never asked you to figure it out on your own. I never told you to carry the weight of provision by yourself. I said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." But you've been so busy trying to make things work that you forgot to come to me. You've been so focused on the problem that you took your eyes off the solution. You've been so consumed by the lack that you stopped looking at the provider. If you love me, if these words are stirring something deep in your heart right now, if you recognize that I am speaking directly to you in this moment, then subscribe to my channel right now. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. Don't scroll past this. This is not just a request. This is an invitation to stay connected to the words I am speaking over your life. I have more to say to you, more promises to release, more breakthroughs to declare, and I want you to be here to receive every single word. So do it now, right now, and then come back to me because I am not finished with you yet. The anxiety that has been gripping your chest when you think about your needs, I am removing it right now. That tightness that makes it hard to breathe when you calculate what is required versus what you possess, I am loosening it. That fear that wakes you up in the middle of the night with your mind racing through scenarios of lack and insufficiency, I am silencing it. Because I am about to demonstrate something to you that will break the power of financial anxiety and resource fear for the rest of your life. I am about to show you that when I am your provider, lack is impossible. Not unlikely, not improbable, not something you have to worry about occasionally. Impossible, because I own everything. The cattle on 1,000 hills belong to me. The silver and gold in every mine, in every vault, in every account, in every investment portfolio, in every nation. Treasury, it is all mine. The resources of entire continents are at my disposal. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. And you are righteous not because of what you did, but because of what my Son did for you. You are covered by His blood, washed by His sacrifice, made clean by His love. And because you are mine, because you belong to me, because you are the one I love, the one I have called, the one I have chosen, the one I have set apart for a specific purpose that requires specific provision, I never call someone to do something without providing everything they need to do it. Never. Not once in all of history have I called a person to an assignment and then left them stranded without the resources to complete it. Not Moses when I sent him to Pharaoh, not Joshua when I sent him into the Promised Land, not David when I called him to face Goliath, not Esther when I positioned her to save her people. Not Peter, when I told him to walk on water. Not Paul when I sent him to the Gentiles. Every single time I called someone, I equipped them. Every single time I gave an assignment, I provided the provision. And I am not going to start failing with you. So I need you to stop looking at your inadequacies. Stop listing all the reasons why you're not qualified. Stop rehearsing your failures, your mistakes, your shortcomings. I know about all of them. I knew about them before I called you. I saw every single failure you would ever commit before I chose you for this assignment, and I chose you anyway. Not because you're perfect, but because I am faithful. Not because you're qualified, but because I qualify those I call. Not because you deserve it, but because my grace is sufficient for you, and my power is made perfect in your weakness. You have been staring at those doors for so long, wondering if you're supposed to knock, wondering if you have permission to even approach them, wondering if someone like you with your history, with your background, with your failures, with your inadequacies, has any right to walk up to a door that's significant and act like you belong on the other side of it. You have been hesitating, doubting, second-guessing, talking yourself out of it, listening to voices that tell you to stay small, stay hidden, stay in your lane. Do not reach for things that are above your level. And while you have been hesitating, I have been standing behind you, waiting for you to realize that I am the one who brought you to this door in the first place. I didn't lead you here by accident. I didn't bring you to these opportunities so you could stand outside them forever, too afraid to knock. I brought you here because it is time for you to walk through. This is the moment. This is the hour. This is the appointed time. The clock of heaven has struck your hour, and everything that has been held back, everything that has been delayed, everything that has been stored up for you is now being released. Do you remember when I fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? That is the kind of math I specialize in. Multiplication math, where the equation does not make sense on paper, but it makes perfect sense in my kingdom. You are going to hand me your 5 loaves and 2 fish, the little bit that you have, the small resources that feel completely inadequate for the size of the need in front of you. And you are going to watch me multiply it. You are going to watch it expand in my hands. You are going to watch it become more than enough. Not just enough for you, but enough for you to feed others. Enough for you to be a blessing. Enough for you to become a conduit of my provision flowing into the lives of people around you who are also struggling with lack. I am shifting you from barely enough to more than enough. From scarcity to abundance, from lack to overflow, from the position of always needing to the position of having enough to give. This shift is not going to take years. It is not going to be a slow, gradual process where you barely notice the difference from one year to the next. It is going to be sudden. It is going to be dramatic. It is going to be so obvious that everyone who knows your story will know that something supernatural happened. They will not be able to attribute your abundance to your own efforts or intelligence or hard work, because they know how hard you have been working and how little progress you were making despite all that effort. They will have to acknowledge that God intervened. They will have to give me glory for what they see in your life. And that is the whole point. I am not just blessing you so you can be comfortable. I am not just opening doors so you can have more stuff. I am not just releasing provision so you can build bigger barns for yourself. I am blessing you so extravagantly that your life becomes a testimony to my goodness. So that when people ask you how you went from barely making it to overflowing, you can point them to me. So that your abundance becomes evidence that I am real, that I am good, that I am faithful, that I keep my promises. So that people who have been struggling with their own lack and their own doubt about whether I really provide will look at your life and find hope. They will see what I did for you and believe that I can do it for them too. The peace that you have been searching for, the tranquility that has been eluding you, it is coming. Not because your circumstances are about to become perfect and problem-free, but because you are about to understand at a level deeper than intellectual knowledge that I am your provider, and nothing you need will ever lack. You are about to move into a place of rest, not physical rest, although that will come too, but spiritual rest. The rest that comes from knowing that you do not have to figure it all out. You do not have to manufacture solutions. You do not have to lose sleep worrying about where provision is going to come from, because I am Jehovah Jireh. I am the God who sees your need before you even know you need it. And I have already prepared the provision. When Abraham took his son Isaac up the mountain to sacrifice him in obedience to my command, Isaac asked him where the lamb for the offering was. And Abraham said something profound. He said, God will provide for himself the lamb. He did not say, I hope God provides. He did not say, I am trusting that God might provide. He said, God will provide. Present tense, certain, definite, absolute. And when they got to the top of the mountain and Abraham raised the knife, I stopped him. And there in the thicket was a ram caught by its horns, provided at the exact moment it was needed. Not early, not late, exactly on time. And Abraham called that place Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide, because he learned something about my nature on that mountain that he never forgot. He learned that I provide always, on time, exactly what is needed. You are on a mountain right now, a situation that requires provision you do not have, a need that exceeds your resources, a requirement that is beyond your ability to fulfill through your own means, and you are wondering where the lamb is. You are wondering where the provision is going to come from. You are looking around and you do not see any solution in sight. But I am telling you what I showed Abraham. The provision is already there. It is caught in the thicket. You just cannot see it yet because the timing has not fully arrived. But when the moment comes, when you reach the point of absolute surrender where you are willing to obey me even when it makes no logical sense, you are going to look up and see what I have already prepared. You are going to discover that I was never late. I was never unprepared. I was never caught off guard by your need. I had the provision ready before you even knew you were going to need it. This is how I operate. I am always ahead of your need, always preparing in advance, always lining up the resources, the people, the opportunities, the open doors before. The moment when you need them arrives. By the time you become aware of a need in your life, I've already been working on the solution for weeks, months, sometimes years. I am not reactive. I am not scrambling to figure out how to help you. I am proactive. I am strategic. I am so far ahead of your situation that what looks like a sudden miracle to you was actually something I set in motion long before you saw it manifest. The windows of heaven are open over your life. This is not a metaphor. This is not poetic language. This is spiritual reality. There are literal floodgates in the heavenly realm positioned over your life, and I have opened them. What has been held back is now being released. What has been stored up is now being poured out. What has been reserved for the right season is now being delivered because the right season has arrived. You are entering a time of such overwhelming blessing that you will struggle to receive it all. Not because the blessing is insufficient, but because it is so abundant that you will need to expand your capacity to contain it. Expand your vision. Expand your faith. Expand your expectations. Stop praying small prayers that match the size of your doubt. Start praying big prayers that match the size of my ability to provide. Stop asking me for just enough to get by. Start asking me for overflow, for abundance, for more than enough, for such extravagant provision that you have plenty left over to be generous with. Because that is what I want to give you. I do not want you to live in a constant state of barely making it. I want you to live in a state of abundance where you are not worried about your own supply, because you know it is secure, and you are free to focus on how you can be a blessing to others. The lack mentality that has been controlling your thoughts, I am breaking it. The programming that tells you resources are limited, provision is scarce, you have to compete with others for your share of a finite pie. I am deprogramming it. Because that is not how my kingdom works. In my kingdom, there is always more than enough. In my kingdom, provision multiplies instead of depletes. In my kingdom, the more you give away, the more you receive, because I replenish what you release. You cannot outgive me. You cannot be so generous that you empty your own supply. Because every time you give from what I have provided, I refill the well. Every time you sow a seed, I make sure you reap a harvest that contains far more seed than what you planted. You have been afraid to be generous because you were operating from a place of scarcity. You were convinced that if you gave too much away, you would not have enough left for yourself. So you have been hoarding, protecting, holding tightly to the little bit you have, because you were afraid that if you opened your hand, it would all slip through your fingers and you would be left with nothing. And I understand that fear. I understand what it is like to feel like your resources are so limited that you cannot afford to share. But I am about to prove to you that the opposite is true. The more you give, the more I provide. The more generous you become, the more abundance I release into your life, because I can trust generous people with great provision. I know that if I bless them, they will not hoard it. They will circulate it. They will become a river instead of a reservoir. And rivers are always flowing, always full, always fresh, because they do not try to contain what flows through them. I am making you a river. You are going to be so blessed that blessing flows through you into the lives of others. You are going to be so provided for that you become a provider. You are going to experience such abundance that you become a source of supply for people around you who are in need. And this is the highest level of blessing. Not just receiving, but becoming a channel through which I can reach others. Not just being provided for, but being in a position to provide. Not just having your needs met, but being so abundantly supplied that you can meet the needs of others without it causing any lack in your own life. The doors I am opening for you are not just financial doors. They are doors of opportunity, doors of relationship, doors of influence, doors of promotion, doors of favor, doors of access into rooms you were never able to enter before. Doors that lead to platforms, positions, stages, audiences, markets, industries, territories that have been closed to you up until now. I am opening them all at once. You are not going to have to wait years for each door to open one at a time. You are going to experience a simultaneous opening of multiple doors. And you are going to have to choose which ones to walk through first, because there will be more opportunities in front of you than you can immediately pursue. This is the problem I am about to give you. Not the problem of lack, but the problem of abundance. Not too few options, but too many. Not wondering if any door is going to open, but trying to discern which open door to prioritize. And this is a good problem to have. This is the kind of problem that comes with blessing. You are going to need wisdom, not to figure out how to survive, but to figure out how to steward the abundance I am releasing. You are going to need my guidance, not to find provision, but to manage the overflow. You are going to need my direction, not to open doors, but to choose which open doors align most closely with the specific assignment I have given you for this season. When I bless you, I do not just dump blessing into your life randomly and chaotically. I bless you strategically. Every door I open is connected to your purpose. Every provision I release is designed to resource the specific assignment I have called you to. Every opportunity that comes your way is meant to advance you toward the destination I have marked out for your life. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Everything is intentional. So when the doors start opening and the provision starts flowing and the opportunities start multiplying, do not just chase after everything that looks good. Seek my face. Ask me which doors are yours. Ask me which opportunities are aligned with my plan for your life. Ask me where I am leading you, and then walk through the doors that lead in that direction. You do not have to be afraid of missing out. You do not have to operate from a place of scarcity thinking that convinces you that you have to grab every opportunity because you might never get another chance. That is the old way of thinking. That is how you operated when you believed resources and opportunities were scarce. But in this new season of abundance, you can afford to be selective. You can afford to say no to good opportunities because you are waiting for the great ones. You can afford to pass on open doors that are not aligned with your assignment because you trust that the right doors will stay open until you are ready to walk through them. I am not going to let you miss what is yours. I am not going to let the right opportunity pass you by because you are not quick enough, or smart enough, or connected enough to seize it. What is assigned to you has your name on it, and it will wait for you. It will still be there when you arrive. No one else can take what is meant for you. No one else can walk through a door that has your name on it. No one else can step into an opportunity that I have specifically prepared and reserved for you. So relax. Stop striving. Stop scrambling. Stop living in a state of constant anxiety that you are going to miss your moment. Your moment is not going to come and go while you are not paying attention. I am going to make sure you are in the right place at the right time, fully prepared and fully aware that this is your door, this is your opportunity, this is your moment. The fear of lack is rooted in a belief that I am not faithful, that maybe I will provide for you today, but what about next week, next month, next year? Maybe I will open one door, but what if there are no more doors after that one? Maybe I will meet this need, but what about all the other needs that are coming? This fear is exhausting. It keeps you locked in a cycle of constant worry where you can never fully rest and enjoy what I provide because you are always anxious about whether there will be more provision when you need it again. And I want to break this cycle once and for all by proving to you that I am faithful. Not just once, not just in one area, but consistently, continuously, in every area, for the rest of your life. My faithfulness is not dependent on your performance. It is not dependent on your perfection. It is not dependent on your ability to earn it or deserve it or qualify for it. My faithfulness is dependent on my character. I am faithful because that is who I am. I cannot be unfaithful any more than I can stop being God. Faithfulness is woven into the fabric of my nature. It is not something I choose to do or not do based on how I feel or what you deserve. It is simply what I am. So when I make a promise to provide for you, when I declare that nothing will lack in your life, I am not making a conditional statement that only applies if you meet certain requirements. I am making an absolute statement based on who I am, and who I am never changes. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The God who provided manna in the wilderness for the Israelites is the same God who is providing for you today. The God who kept a widow's oil multiplying until every jar in her house was full is the same God who is multiplying your resources right now. The God who sent ravens to feed Elijah by the brook is the same God who can send provision to you through the most unexpected channels. I have not changed. I have not become less powerful. I have not become less generous. I have not become less committed to taking care of my children. What I did for them, I will do for you. What I was for them, I am for you. Provider, sustainer, source, supply. You are going to look back on this season of lack and recognize it as the season that taught you to depend on me. You are going to see that what felt like abandonment was actually preparation. What felt like delay was actually development. What felt like denial was actually protection from provision that would have arrived at the wrong time and derailed your progress. I was not withholding from you. I was waiting for you. Waiting for you to get to a place where you could handle abundance without it destroying you. Waiting for you to develop the character that can sustain blessing. Waiting for you to learn that I am your source, so that when provision comes, you do not start worshipping the provision instead of the provider. Some people cannot handle abundance They receive it, and it ruins them. It makes them arrogant. It makes them forget where it came from. It makes them believe that their own wisdom or effort or talent produced it, and they disconnect from me, the true source of everything they have. I cannot bless those people the way I want to because I know the blessing will destroy them. But you are different. You have been through the wilderness. You have been through the season of barely enough. You have been through the time of wondering where your next provision was going to come from. And that season humbled you. It taught you that you cannot make it on your own. It taught you that you need me. It taught you that I am faithful even when provision is scarce. And now that you have learned those lessons, now that you have been humbled and shaped and prepared, I can trust you with abundance. I can open the floodgates. I can release the overflow because I know you will not forget where it came from. I know you will give me glory. I know you will stay connected to me even when you no longer have a desperate need driving you to seek my face. The abundance that is coming is not going to make you independent of me. It is going to make you more dependent, because you are going to recognize that the only way to steward it properly is to stay in constant communion with me. You are going to need my wisdom to manage it. You are going to need my direction to distribute it. You are going to need my protection to keep it from being stolen or wasted or misused. Abundance requires more of me, not less. The more you are blessed, the more you need me. Because with great blessing comes great responsibility, and you cannot fulfill that responsibility on your own. You need my guidance every step of the way. So I am not just giving you provision. I am giving you myself. I am giving you access to my wisdom. I am giving you the ability to hear my voice clearly so you know what to do with what I give you. I am giving you discernment to recognize opportunities that are from me versus opportunities that are distractions designed to pull you off course. I am giving you the capacity to carry what I am about to release without it crushing you under its weight. I am preparing you internally for the external blessing that is coming. I am expanding your heart, your mind, your faith, your vision, your character, so that when the abundance arrives, you are ready for it. Do not despise the season of preparation. Do not resent the time of waiting. It was necessary. It was not wasted. It was not punishment. It was preparation. And now the preparation is complete. Now the waiting is over. Now the season is shifting from development to deployment, from training to assignment, from sowing to reaping, from lack to abundance. You are crossing over from the wilderness into the promised land. And just like the Israelites, you are about to experience a dramatic shift from manna that had to be gathered daily to an abundance of milk and honey that flows freely in the land I am leading you into. Get ready for a harvest. Get ready for a flood. Get ready for windows opening, doors unlocking, opportunities multiplying, resources flowing, favor increasing, influence expanding, blessing overflowing. Get ready to be amazed at what I can do when I decide that the time has come for you to walk in the fullness of what I promised. Get ready to be overwhelmed, not by problems, but by provision. Not by lack, but by abundance. Not by closed doors, but by so many open doors that you have to ask me which ones to walk through first. This is your season. This is your time. This is the moment when everything shifts, when delay ends and acceleration begins, when lack is replaced by abundance, when the wilderness season gives way to the promised land, when barely enough becomes more than enough, when scarcity thinking is obliterated by the undeniable evidence of my lavish, extravagant, overwhelming provision. You are about to see what I meant when I said I would supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. Not according to your paycheck, not according to the economy, not according to your current circumstances, according to my riches. And my riches are unlimited. Nothing is going to lack. Not wisdom, not resources, not opportunities, not connections, not favor, not strength, not peace, not joy, not hope, not provision. Nothing. Every single thing you need to fulfill your purpose and walk in your calling and accomplish the assignment I have given you, it is already provided. Some of it is on the way. Some of it is waiting for you at the next door. Some of it is hidden in the thicket, ready to be revealed at the exact moment you need it. But all of it exists. All of it is already prepared. All of it has been allocated to you. And the release is beginning right now. Stop worrying. Stop calculating. Stop trying to figure out how it is all going to work. Stop lying awake at night running through scenarios of lack and failure. Stop letting anxiety steal your peace. Stop allowing fear to paralyze you at the threshold of the opportunities I have placed in front of you. I am your provider. I am your source. I am your supply. And I'm telling you as clearly as I can, nothing is going to lack. You can trust me. You can rest in me. You can move forward with confidence, knowing that I have already gone before you and prepared everything you need. Knock on the doors with boldness, not because you are confident in yourself, but because you are confident in me. Not because you believe you are qualified, but because you believe I have qualified you. Not because you feel ready, but because you trust that I make you ready as you walk through. Step forward, move with decision, act with firmness. Pursue the opportunities I have placed in your path, with the confidence of someone who knows that the God of the universe is backing them up, supporting them, providing for them, opening doors for them, making a way for them, ensuring that they have everything they need to succeed. The tranquility you have been longing for, it is here. It is available right now. Not because your circumstances have magically transformed overnight, although they are about to, but because you are choosing to believe what I am telling you. You are choosing to trust my word over the evidence of your current situation. You are choosing to let my promises anchor your soul instead of letting your problems toss you around like a ship in a storm. Peace comes from trust. Tranquility comes from surrender. The burden of trying to provide for yourself and accepting that I am your provider and I never fail. Receive this. Open your hands, open your heart, open your mind. Stop around the little bit you have, afraid that if you let go it will disappear. Open your hands and let me fill them. Let me pour into your life in a way you have never experienced. Let me show you what it looks like when I decide to bless someone extravagantly. Let me prove it exceeds your ability to imagine it. Let me demonstrate that my provision is not just sufficient, it is abundant. Let me take you from the place of lack into the place of overflow. And let your life become a testimony that I am faithful and I keep every promise I make. Nothing is going to lack, not one single thing. I have life. The floodgates are open. The abundance is pouring down. The door opportunities are multiplying. The provision is in the way. And you are about to walk into the fullness of everything I promised, everything prepared, everything I set aside. This is your season. This is your time. Into the blessing that has been waiting for you all along. The doors are right in front of you. The opportunities are within reach. The provision is already prepared. All you have to do is knock. All you have to do is step forward. All you have to do is receive. So knock with confidence. Knock with boldness. Knock with the assurance that I am standing behind you, that I have gone before you, that I have made a way for you, and that nothing you need will ever lack because I am. Your provider and my supply never runs out. Walk through the doors I am opening. Walk into the opportunities I am placing in front of you. Walk forward into the abundance I am releasing over your life. Do it without fear. Do it without doubt. Do it without anxiety, because I am with you every step of the way. I am providing for you every moment. I am making sure that every single thing you need is available exactly when you need it. Trust me. Believe me. Receive what I am giving you, and watch as your life transforms from lack to abundance, from scarcity to overflow, from barely enough to more than enough. This is my promise to you. Nothing will lack, and I always keep my promises. Let me tell you something about the nature of my provision that you need to understand deeply. My provision is not just about material resources. It is not just about money in your account, or food on your table, or a roof over your head. Those things matter, and I am providing all of them. But my provision goes so much deeper than that. I provide peace for your mind when chaos surrounds you. I provide strength for your body when exhaustion tries to take you down. I provide joy for your spirit when circumstances would steal it. I provide wisdom for your decisions when confusion clouds your judgment. I provide courage for your battles when fear whispers that you should retreat. I provide hope for your future when your past tries to convince you that nothing good is coming. Every single dimension of your life, every area where you have a need, I am the provider. And nothing, absolutely nothing, is going to lack. You have been so focused on the material provision that you have overlooked all the other ways I have been providing for you every single day. The breath in your lungs right now, I provided that. The fact that your heart is beating without you having to consciously make it beat, I provided that. The strength that got you out of bed when depression told you to stay there, I provided that. The courage that kept you going when everything in you wanted to quit, I provided that. The idea that came to you at exactly the right moment to solve a problem you had been struggling with, I provided that. The person who called you when you were at your lowest point and said exactly what you needed to hear, I provided that. The unexpected check that arrived in the mail, the same week unexpected bills showed up, I provided that. The door that closed in your face and felt like rejection, but was actually protection from something that would have harmed you, I provided that. I have been providing for you in ways you have not even noticed, because you were so focused on the areas where you perceived lack that you stopped seeing the areas where I was actively supplying. And I am not saying this to make you feel guilty. I am saying it to open your eyes to the reality that my provision has never stopped. It has been flowing consistently, constantly, faithfully. Even in the seasons when you felt abandoned, even in the times when you thought I was not showing up for you, even in the moments when you questioned whether I really cared about your needs, I was there. I was providing. I was supplying. I was making sure you had exactly what you needed for that moment. And what I have been doing behind the scenes, I am about to do in full view where everyone can see it. The hidden provision is about to become visible provision. The subtle ways I have been taking care of you are about to become obvious, undeniable, impossible to miss demonstrations of my faithfulness. I am about to provide in such dramatic fashion that no one will be able to deny that your God is real, and He is good, and He takes care of His children. The provision that has been trickling in drop by drop is about to turn into a flood. The supply that you have had to carefully ration is about to overflow. The resources that barely covered your needs are about to exceed them so dramatically that you will have abundance left over. I want to talk to you about the doors that are about to open. Not just one or two doors, multiple doors. Doors in different areas of your life. Doors in different directions. Doors that lead to different opportunities. And I want you to understand something crucial about these doors. They are not all meant to be walked through immediately. Some of them are opening so you can see that they exist, so you can know that when the time is right, that opportunity will be available to you. Some of them are opening so you can prepare for what is on the other side, so you can start getting ready, positioning yourself, developing the skills and relationships and resources that you will need when you step through. Some of them are opening as confirmations of things I have already spoken to your heart, so you can see with your natural eyes what I have been showing you in the spirit. And some of them are opening right now because it is time for you to walk through them immediately. The wisdom to know which door is which, I am giving that to you. You are not going to be confused. You are not going to be overwhelmed by options to the point of paralysis. You are not going to stand in front of multiple open doors feeling lost and uncertain about which way to go, because I am your shepherd, and shepherds lead their sheep. They do not open 20 gates and then leave the sheep to figure out which one to go through. They open the gates and then they guide the sheep through the right one at the right time. That is what I am doing for you. I am opening the doors, yes, but I am also guiding you. I am also speaking to you. I am also making it clear which door is for now and which door is for later. You have been waiting for one breakthrough, one open door, one big provision that solves all your problems at once. And I am telling you that what I am about to do is bigger than one breakthrough. I am about to give you multiple breakthroughs in multiple areas. I am about to open multiple doors that lead to multiple opportunities. I am about to release multiple streams of provision that flow into your life from multiple sources, because I do not do things halfway. When I decide to bless someone, when I decide that the season of lack is over and the season of abundance is beginning, I do not just crack one window and let a little bit of blessing trickle through. I throw open every window. I unlock every door. I release every stream. I pour out blessing from every direction at once, and that is what you are about to experience. There is a shift happening in the spiritual realm right now that is about to manifest in the natural realm. Things that have been stuck are becoming unstuck. Things that have been blocked are becoming unblocked. Things that have been held back are being released. Things that have been delayed are being accelerated. Things that have been denied are being granted. Things that have been locked are being opened. And you are about to see the evidence of this shift in every area of your life. You are going to look at your finances and see a shift. You are going to look at your relationships and see a shift. You are going to look at your career and see a shift. You are going to look at your health and see a shift. You are going to look at your emotions and see a shift. You are going to look at your opportunities and see a shift. Everything is shifting from lack to abundance, from closed to open, from no to yes, from delay to suddenly. The word suddenly is about to become your favorite word, because suddenly is how things are going to start happening in your life. Not gradually, not slowly, not little by little over years and years. Suddenly, the door that has been closed for 5 years is suddenly going to open. The provision you have been praying for is suddenly going to show up. The connection you have been needing is suddenly going to materialize. The opportunity you have been waiting for is suddenly going to present itself. The breakthrough you have been believing for is suddenly going to manifest. This is the season of suddenly, and you need to get ready for it, because when suddenly starts happening, it happens fast. You will not have time to overthink it or analyze it or talk yourself out of it. You will just need to move. You will just need to step. You will just need to receive. Are you ready to receive? I am asking you that seriously, because some people pray for blessing, but they are not ready to receive it when it comes. They are so accustomed to lack that when abundance shows up, they do not know what to do with it. They are so used to closed doors that when doors start opening, they stand there in shock instead of walking through. They are so conditioned to struggle that when ease comes, they do not trust it. They think something must be wrong. They think it cannot be real. They think there must be a catch. And they end up rejecting the very blessing they prayed for because they were not mentally, emotionally, spiritually ready to receive it. So I am preparing you to receive. That is what this message is doing. It is preparing your heart to receive what I am about to give. It is preparing your mind to believe for abundance instead of lack. It is preparing your spirit to walk in overflow instead of barely enough. It is preparing your faith to expect miraculous provision instead of just natural provision. I am expanding your capacity to contain the blessing I am about to pour out. Because if I poured it out right now without preparing you, you would not be able to hold it. It would overwhelm you. It would flow right through your hands and be wasted. But as you receive these words, as you let them sink deep into your heart, as you choose to believe what I am telling you, your capacity is expanding. Your ability to receive is increasing. Your readiness to step into abundance is growing. And by the time the fullness of what I am releasing arrives, you will be ready for it. There is a reason why I'm opening so many doors at once instead of just one door. I want to break the single source mentality that has limited your thinking about provision. You have been believing that your provision comes from one place: your job, your business, your spouse, your parents, your government benefits. Whatever that one source is, you have been looking to it as the provider. And as long as you do that, you are limited by the capacity of that source. If your job pays a certain amount, you believe that is the limit of your provision. If your business generates a certain level of income, you believe that is your ceiling. If your one stream of supply can only provide so much, you assume that is all you can have. But I am about to show you that I am not limited to one channel. I can provide through multiple channels simultaneously. I can open doors you did not even know existed. I can create streams of supply in places you never thought to look. I can bring provision to you from sources that have nothing to do with your current situation or your current connections or your current efforts. I am the God of suddenly, and I am also the God of multiplication, and I am also the God of the unexpected. I show up in ways you do not anticipate. I provide through channels that make no logical sense. I open doors that were not even on your radar because I am not confined to your understanding of how things work. I operate in the realm of the supernatural, and in that realm all things are possible. In that realm resources are unlimited. In that realm provision can show up from anywhere at any time, because I am the source, and I am everywhere at every time. So stop limiting me to the channels you can see. Stop confining me to the sources you understand. Open your mind to the possibility that I might provide in ways you never imagined. Open your heart to receive from directions you never expected. Open your hands to take hold of opportunities that do not fit the pattern of how you thought your breakthrough would come. Let me tell you about a woman in Scripture who understood the principle of multiple sources. Her name was the widow of Zarephath, and she was down to her last meal. She had just enough flour and oil to make one final cake of bread for herself and her son, and then she expected to die. That was it. That was all she had left, one source, one small supply, and it was about to run out. But then I sent my prophet Elijah to her, and he asked her to do something that made no sense. He asked her to make him a cake first before she fed herself and her son. He asked her to give out of her lack. He asked her to sow her last seed, and she had a choice. She could hold on to her one small source and watch it run out, or she could trust me and release it, believing that I would provide from a different source. She gave away what looked like her last resource. And what happened? The jar of flour did not run out. The jug of oil did not run dry. Every day she reached into that jar and there was more flour. Every day she poured from that jug and there was more oil. I multiplied what she had. I turned her one small supply into a continuous source that never depleted. Not for a day, not for a week, for years. The entire time the famine lasted, she never ran out, because she understood that when God is your source, your supply is not limited by what you can see in your jar. You are that widow right now. You've been staring at your jar, calculating how many meals are left before it runs out. You have been measuring your oil, trying to figure out how to make it stretch a little further. You have been rationing your resources, convinced that what you see is all there is. But I am about to do for you what I did for her. I am about to multiply what is in your hand. I am about to take your small supply and turn it into a continuous stream that does not run dry. I am about to prove to you that when I am your source, your resources are not dependent on what you started with. They are dependent on me, and I never run out. My supply never depletes. My resources never diminish. I am infinite. I am unlimited. I am inexhaustible. And what I am is what I make available to my children. Infinite provision, unlimited supply, inexhaustible resources. The anxiety you feel when you look at your bank account, I am removing it. The fear you feel when you think about your bills, I am erasing it. The stress you carry about how you are going to make it through the next month, I am lifting it off your shoulders right now, because you are not making it through on your own strength or your own wisdom or your own resources. You are making it through because I am your provider, and I am telling you, commanding you, instructing you to stop worrying about provision. Stop calculating how long your resources will last. Stop trying to figure out where the next supply is coming from. Stop lying awake at night running through worst-case scenarios in your mind. Stop letting the enemy torment you with thoughts of lack and scarcity and insufficiency. None of that is your reality. That is the enemy's narrative designed to keep you in fear and anxiety and doubt. But it is not my narrative. My narrative says that you are blessed. You are provided for. You are supplied. You are abundantly, lavishly, extravagantly cared for by a Father who owns everything and withholds nothing good from his children. I want you to start speaking differently. I want you to start thinking differently. I want you to start believing differently. Stop saying you do not have enough. Start saying that your God supplies all your needs according to his riches in glory. Stop saying you cannot afford it. Start saying that you serve a God to whom nothing is impossible. Stop saying the doors are closed. Start saying that your God opens doors that no one can shut. Stop saying you are stuck. Start saying that your God is making a way where there is no way. Stop agreeing with lack. Start agreeing with abundance. Stop partnering with fear. Start partnering with faith. Stop meditating on your problems. Start meditating on my promises. Your words have power. What you say matters. When you speak lack, you reinforce the mindset of lack. When you speak abundance, you position yourself to receive abundance. I am not talking about some strange formula where you just speak things into existence with no connection to me. I am talking about aligning your words with my word. I have already declared that I will provide for you. I have already promised that nothing will lack. I have already opened the windows of heaven over your life. Those are established spiritual realities. But if you keep speaking contrary to what I have established, if you keep declaring the opposite of what I have promised, you create internal conflict that hinders your ability to receive. Your mouth is saying one thing while I am doing another. And the dissonance between your words and my work makes it hard for you to see and receive what I am releasing. So align your words with my promises. Start declaring what I have already declared. Start speaking what I have already spoken. Start agreeing with what I have already established. Say it out loud. I am blessed. I am provided for. Nothing I need will lack. Doors are opening for me. Opportunities are coming to me. Provision is flowing toward me. My God is faithful. My God is generous. My God withholds no good thing from me. He has opened the windows of heaven over my life. Abundance is pouring down. I am walking in overflow. I am moving from barely enough to more than enough. This is my season. This is my time. Everything is shifting in my favor. Delay is ending. Acceleration is beginning. What used to take years is now taking months. What used to take months is now taking weeks. What used to take weeks is now happening overnight. Suddenly is my portion. Breakthrough is my reality. Abundance is my inheritance. And I receive it all right now in Jesus' name. Did you feel that? Did you feel the shift that happened in your spirit as you spoke those words? That is the shift of agreement. That is what happens when your words align with my word. There is a release. There is an opening. There is a flow. It is like a dam breaking and water rushing through. That is what just happened in the spirit realm. You agreed with what I declared, and in that agreement, there was a release of provision, of blessing, of favor, of abundance that is now flowing toward you. It was already coming, but your agreement accelerated it. Your declaration activated it. Your words of faith released it into motion in a new way. Keep doing that. Keep speaking my promises over your life. Keep declaring my word over your situation. Keep aligning your mouth with my mind. Do not wait until you see the evidence to start believing. Start believing now, and you will see the evidence. Do not wait until the provision shows up to start thanking me. Start thanking me now, and watch how quickly the provision manifests. Faith does not wait for sight. Faith believes before it sees. Faith declares before it receives. Faith thanks before it has. That is the kind of faith I am looking for. That is the kind of faith that moves mountains. That is the kind of faith that opens doors. That is the kind of faith that releases provision. And that is the kind of faith you are walking in right now. I see your faith. I see you choosing to believe me even when your circumstances say something different. I see you holding on to my promises even when everything around you is screaming that they are not true. I see you standing firm on my word even when people around you are telling you to be realistic. I see you refusing to give up even when the delay has been long and the wait has been hard. I see you trusting me even when you do not understand what I am doing or why I am doing it this way. I see your faith, and I am responding to it. I am honoring it. I am rewarding it. Everything you have been believing for is about to manifest because you did not give up. You did not quit. You did not stop believing. And that faith, that persistent, stubborn, refuse to let go faith, is about to be vindicated in such a spectacular way that everyone will know you serve a faithful God. There are people watching your life right now who are waiting to see if I come through for you. They are not saying it out loud, but they are watching. They are wondering if this God you trust so much is really going to show up for you. They are curious about whether your faith is going to be proven right or proven foolish. They are observing your situation, aware of your needs, paying attention to your circumstances, and secretly asking themselves if your God is real and if He really cares. And I am about to give them an answer they cannot deny. I am about to show up for you in such an undeniable way that everyone who's been watching will have to acknowledge that your God is real, that your faith was not misplaced, that your trust was not in vain, that the promises you have been clinging to are absolutely true. Your breakthrough is going to be a testimony that reaches further than just your own life. It is going to impact people who are watching from a distance. It is going to encourage people who are struggling with their own faith. It is going to inspire people who are tempted to give up. It is going to prove to skeptics that I am real and I am faithful and I keep my promises. Your abundance is not just for you. It is a message to everyone around you that serving me is not foolishness, that trusting me is not naive, that believing my promises is not delusional. It is wisdom. It is security. It is the smartest decision anyone could ever make. And your life is about to become Exhibit A of that truth. So do not shrink back from the blessing when it comes. Do not feel guilty about the abundance. Do not apologize for the overflow. Do not try to hide the provision because you are worried about what other people will think. Receive it boldly. Walk in it confidently. Let it be seen. Let it be known. Let it testify to my goodness and my faithfulness. Because your blessing is not just for your benefit. It is also for my glory. It is meant to point people to me. It is designed to make them curious about this God you serve, who provides so extravagantly for his children. Let your abundance speak. Let your overflow tell the story. Let your life be the sermon that preaches my faithfulness louder than words ever could. I am about to do something in your life that becomes a landmark testimony. Years from now, people are going to reference what I did for you as encouragement for what I can do for them. They're going to say, remember what God did for them when they had nothing and nowhere to turn. He opened the windows of heaven and blessing poured down and everything changed. If he did it for them, he can do it for us. Your story is about to become one of those stories that gets told over and over because it is such a clear demonstration of my power and my faithfulness and my love for my children. You are about to become a living testimony that I am Jehovah Jireh, that I am the God who provides, that I never fail, that I always come through, that I keep every single promise I make. The knock I told you to make on the doors in front of you is not a timid knock. It is not a hesitant knock. It is not a maybe if you have time knock. It is a bold knock. A confident knock, a this is my moment knock, a I belong here knock, a my God sent me knock, a I am not backing down knock, a you are going to open this door because heaven has ordained it knock. That is the kind of knock I am telling you to make. Knock like you know the person on the other side has been waiting for you to show up. Knock like you understand that this door was designed for you to walk through. Knock like you believe that what is on the other side belongs to you because I prepared it for you before you were born. Stop tiptoeing through your destiny like you are afraid to disturb anyone. Stop apologizing for taking up space in rooms I called you to occupy. Stop shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable with your presence. Stop downplaying your gifts so you do not threaten anyone's ego. Stop dimming your light so other people do not feel overshadowed. I did not create you to blend into the background. I created you to stand out, to shine, to make an impact, to take your place, to walk through doors, to knock boldly and step in confidently and occupy territory that has your name on it. And nothing that is assigned to you can be taken by someone else. Nothing that has your name on it can be claimed by another person. What is yours, and no amount of boldness on your part is going to somehow result in you taking something that belongs to someone else. So knock boldly, step confidently, receive fully. It is yours. I prepared it for you, and the time to walk in it is now. The tranquility I promised you is not just the absence of turmoil. It is the presence of peace that exists in the midst of circumstances that would normally create turmoil. It is the ability to rest in me even when things around you are chaotic. It is the confidence that comes from knowing that no matter what happens in the external world, your internal world is secure because it is anchored in me. This tranquility does not come from having a perfect life with no problems. It comes from having a perfect trust in a God who handles every problem. You can have peace in the storm. You can have rest in the battle. You can have tranquility in the transition. Because your peace is not dependent on your circumstances. It is dependent on me, and I never change. I am the same in the storm as I am in the sunshine. I am the same in the valley as I am on the mountain. I am the same in the waiting as I am in the fulfillment. And because I never change, your peace never has to change either. Circumstances will shift, situations will fluctuate, challenges will come and go, but through all of it, you can remain anchored in the peace that I provide. You can stay steady when everything around you is shaking. You can stand firm when everything around you is falling apart. You can be still when everything around you is in motion. Because your stability does not come from your surroundings, it comes from your source. And I am unshakable, I am immovable, I am constant, I am steady. And when you are rooted in me, you take on those characteristics. You become unshakable even in shakeable circumstances. You become immovable even when everything is trying to move you. You become steady even in unstable times. This is the tranquility I am giving you, not the absence of problems, but the presence of peace that exists regardless of problems. Receive it. Stop waiting for all your problems to be solved before you allow yourself to have peace. Stop telling yourself you will rest once everything is figured out. Stop postponing tranquility until your circumstances improve. Receive it now, in this moment, with everything still unresolved, with situations still pending, with doors still in front of you that you have not walked through yet. Receive the peace now. Let the tranquility settle over your spirit now. Allow the rest to fill your heart now. It is available now. It is not waiting on your circumstances to change. It is waiting on you to receive it. So receive it right now. Let out a breath. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Release the tension you have been carrying. And receive the peace that I am pouring into your spirit in this very moment. Do you feel it? That is my presence. That is my peace. That is the tranquility I promised. It is yours. It is available to you whenever you need it. You do not have to wait for circumstances to line up perfectly. You just have to turn to me, acknowledge that I am your source of peace, and receive what I am offering. It is always available. I'm always offering. You just have to stop long enough to receive it. Nothing will lack. Not provision, not peace, not wisdom, not strength, not courage, not hope, not joy, not love, not grace, not mercy, not favor, not blessing, not opportunity, not open doors. Nothing. Every single thing you need for this journey, for this assignment, for this season, for this life, I have provided. Some of it is already in your possession and you just have not recognized it yet. Some of it is on the way and will arrive at the exact moment you need it. Some of it is stored up in the heavenly realm waiting for the appointed time of release. But all of it exists. All of it is prepared. All of it is allocated to you, and none of it will be withheld when the moment comes for you to receive it. Trust me. That is what this all comes down to. Do you trust me? Do you believe that I am who I say I am? Do you believe that I will do what I said I will do? Do you believe that my promises are true, and my word is reliable, and my character is faithful? If you believe that, then you can stop worrying. You can stop striving. You can stop trying to figure it all out on your own. You can rest. You can trust. You can know with absolute certainty that everything you need is already taken care of, because I am taking care of it, and I never fail. There is something I need you to understand about the timing of provision. My timing is not your timing. My schedule does not match your calendar. What you consider late, I consider right on time. What you perceive as delay, I know is preparation. You've been measuring my faithfulness by your timeline, and that is causing you unnecessary stress and disappointment. You set a deadline in your mind for when provision should arrive. And when it does not show up according to your schedule, you start to doubt. You start to question. You start to wonder if I heard your prayer, if I care about your need, if I am really going to come through for you. But I'm asking you to shift your perspective. Stop looking at the calendar and start looking at my character. Stop focusing on when you think it should happen and start trusting that when it does happen, it will be the perfect time. There is a reason for every delay. There is purpose in every wait. I am not making you wait because I enjoy watching you struggle. I am not delaying provision because I am indifferent to your need. I am orchestrating timing with precision that takes into account variables you cannot see. I am coordinating people you have not met yet. I am arranging circumstances that have not developed yet. I am preparing you for blessings that you are not ready to receive yet. All of this takes time. Not my time, because I exist outside of time, but your time, because you exist within time, and you need time to grow, to develop, to mature, to be positioned correctly for what I am about to release. If I gave you everything you asked for the moment you asked for it, some of those blessings would harm you instead of help you. Some of those open doors would lead you in the wrong direction. Some of that provision would arrive before you had the wisdom to steward it properly. So I wait, not because I'm withholding, but because I'm protecting. I'm making sure that when provision comes, you are ready for it. I'm ensuring that when doors open, you are prepared to walk through them. I'm guaranteeing that when breakthrough manifests, you have the character to sustain it. The wait has not been wasted. Every day you have spent wondering when your breakthrough would come has been a day of preparation. Every moment you have spent trusting me, even when you could not see how it was going to work out, has been a moment of growth. Every season you have walked through where provision was tight and resources were limited has been training for the season of abundance that is coming. Because abundance without character is dangerous. Provision without preparation is destructive. Blessing without maturity is a recipe for disaster. I have seen too many of my children receive exactly what they prayed for only to lose it because they were not ready to handle it. They got the promotion but did not have the character to handle the responsibility. They received the financial breakthrough but did not have the wisdom to manage the money. They walked through the open door but did not have the preparation to thrive on the other side. And they ended up worse off than they were before the blessing came. I will not do that to you. I love you too much to give you something that will destroy you. So if the wait has been long, it is only because the preparation needed to be thorough. But the preparation is complete now. The season of development is over. The time of training has come to an end. You are ready. Everything that needed to happen in you before blessing could happen for you has happened. You have been tested, you have been tried, you have been refined, you have been shaped, you have been molded, and you have come through it all with your faith intact, your trust in me unshaken, your commitment to me unwavering. That is why I can release what I am about to release. That is why I can open what I am about to open. That is why I can pour out what I am about to pour out. Because I know you are ready. I know you will not let it ruin you. I know you will steward it well. I know you will give me glory. I know you will use it for my purposes. I know I can trust you with abundance, because you proved yourself faithful in lack. Do you know how rare that is? Do you understand how few people pass the test of lack with their faith intact? Most people, when they go through a season of barely enough, they get bitter, they get angry, they start complaining, they start blaming me, they start questioning my goodness. They start pulling away from me. They start making compromises because they are so desperate for provision that they are willing to get it from any source, even if that source is not me. But you did not do that. You stayed faithful. You kept trusting. You kept believing. You kept seeking my face even when it felt like I was not answering. You kept praising me even when you did not see anything to praise me for. You kept declaring my goodness even when your circumstances were screaming the opposite. And that kind of faithfulness does not go unnoticed by me. I saw it. I recorded it. I am about to reward it. The reward is not just material blessing, although that is coming. The reward is also spiritual promotion. You are being promoted into a new level of authority in the spirit realm because you proved yourself faithful in the previous level. You are being entrusted with more because you were faithful with little. You are being given greater responsibility because you handled lesser responsibility well. This is how my kingdom works. Faithfulness in small things leads to authority over bigger things. Stewardship of little resources leads to stewardship of great resources. Trustworthiness in obscurity leads to visibility and prominence. You have been faithful in the hidden season, so I am about to make you visible in the public season. You have been trustworthy with the little I gave you, so I am about to trust you with much. You have proven yourself in the test, so I am about to promote you to the next level. And at this new level, provision flows differently, doors open differently, opportunities present themselves differently. At this level, you do not have to chase after blessing. Blessing chases after you. You do not have to beg for open doors. Doors open automatically because favor is on your life. You do not have to manufacture provision. Provision finds you because you are walking in the overflow of my blessing. This is the level where things become easier, not because the challenges disappear, but because my grace on your life increases. This is the level where breakthrough becomes your normal, where miracles become regular occurrences, where supernatural provision becomes so common that you stop being surprised by it. But you cannot access this level without passing through the previous level first. You cannot walk in the overflow until you have proven yourself faithful in the drought. You cannot steward abundance until you have learned to trust me in lack. You cannot handle the blessing of the next level until you have developed the character required for that level. That is why the journey has been what it has been. That is why the wait has been as long as it has been. That is why the test has been as hard as it has been. Because the blessing I am preparing you for is significant. The doors I am about to open are massive. The provision I am about to release is substantial. And I needed to make sure you were ready for it. You are ready. The wait is over. The test is passed. The season is shifting. Everything I have been preparing behind the scenes is about to manifest in front of your eyes. Every promise I spoke to you in secret is about to be fulfilled in public. Every word I whispered to your heart in the hidden place is about to be demonstrated in the open place. The breakthrough you have been believing for is about to break through. The provision you have been praying for is about to show up. The doors you have been standing in front of are about to swing wide open. And when it happens, when you see the evidence of everything I have been telling you, you are going to understand why the wait was necessary. You are going to see why the timing had to be what it was. You are going to recognize that what you thought was delay was actually divine orchestration. And you are going to worship me with a depth of gratitude that you could not have accessed if I had given you everything immediately. There is a level of gratitude that only comes from having to wait for something. A level of appreciation that only develops when you almost lost hope, but then saw me come through at the last possible moment. A level of worship that only emerges when you recognize that what just happened could not have been accomplished by human effort. It could only have been God. That is the kind of gratitude, appreciation, and worship I am about to receive from you. Because when you see what I am about to do, when you experience the magnitude of the blessing I am about to release, when you walk through the doors I am about to open, you're going to know without any doubt that it was me, not you, not your connections, not your qualifications, not your efforts, me. And you are going to give me glory in a way that points everyone around you back to me. That is the whole point of blessing. It is not just for your benefit, it is for my glory. When I bless you extravagantly, when I provide for you supernaturally, when I open doors for you miraculously, I am doing it in such a way that no one can attribute it to anything other than my intervention. I am making sure that your testimony is so clear, so undeniable, so obviously divine, that everyone who hears it will know that your God is real, that your God is good, that your God is faithful, and maybe, just maybe, they will want to know this God for themselves. Your life is a witness. Your story is a testimony. Your breakthrough is a message. And I am about to give you a story so powerful, a testimony so compelling, a breakthrough so dramatic that it becomes a tool I use to draw others to me. People who have been skeptical about my existence will reconsider. People who have been doubtful about my goodness will have evidence to the contrary. People who have been struggling with their own faith will find encouragement. All because they saw what I did for you. All because they witnessed the transformation I brought to your situation. All because they heard your testimony and could not deny that God is real, and He cares, and He provides for His children. So receive what I am giving you, not just for yourself, but for everyone who is watching. Receive it boldly. Walk in it confidently. Testify about it freely. Let the world see what happens when someone trusts me completely. Let them witness what I do for people who refuse to give up on me even when circumstances suggest they should. Let them observe the reward that comes to those who remain faithful through the test. Your blessing is about to become a billboard that advertises my faithfulness. Your provision is about to become a demonstration of my goodness. Your open doors are about to become proof that I keep my promises. And as you walk through those doors, as you receive that provision, as you step into that blessing, remember where it came from. Remember who made it possible. Remember that it was not your wisdom or your effort or your qualifications that opened these doors. It was my favor, it was my grace, it was my faithfulness. Stay humble, stay grateful, stay connected to me. Because the blessing is not the destination. It is the tool I give you to fulfill the destination. The provision is not the end goal. It is the resource I supply so you can accomplish the end goal. The open doors are not the final purpose. They are the pathway to the final purpose. And that purpose is always about advancing my kingdom, blessing my people, and bringing glory to my name. You are not receiving abundance so you can hoard it. You are receiving it so you can circulate it. You are not being blessed so you can become comfortable and complacent. You are being blessed so you can become dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You are not walking through open doors so you can build your own empire. You are walking through them so you can expand my kingdom. Everything I give you, every blessing I release into your life, every door I open for you, it all has a kingdom purpose attached to it. And as you steward it with that purpose in mind, as you use what I give you for the advancement of my agenda, as you let my blessing flow through you to reach others, you position yourself for even greater blessing. Because I can trust people who understand that blessing is not about them. It is about what I want to accomplish through them. The windows of heaven that I have opened over your life are not going to close. This is not a temporary blessing. This is not a short-term breakthrough. This is a permanent shift in how you live, how you operate, how you walk through the world. You are moving into a dimension of blessing that becomes your new normal, where provision is abundant, where doors are open, where opportunities are plentiful, where favor is constant, where peace is steady, where joy is full. This is not a moment. This is a season. And this season is going to last for the rest of your life because you have entered into a realm of blessing that is not dependent on external circumstances. It is dependent on your covenant relationship with me, and that covenant never expires. That relationship never ends. That connection never breaks, which means the blessing that flows from it never stops. You have worried that maybe this provision is temporary. Maybe these open doors will close again. Maybe this blessing is just a brief reprieve before you go back to struggling. But I am telling you that is not what is happening here. What I am releasing into your life is not a temporary fix. It is a permanent upgrade. You are not going back to where you were. You are not returning to the season of lack. You are not revisiting the time of closed doors. That season is over. You have graduated from it. You have moved beyond it. You are entering a new dimension where blessing is your portion, provision is your inheritance, and abundance is your reality, and you are never going back. The enemy wants you to believe that this is too good to last, that surely something will go wrong, that eventually the provision will dry up and the doors will close and you will be right back where you started. But that is a lie. That is his attempt to steal your joy, to diminish your faith, to keep you from fully receiving what I am giving you. Do not believe him. Do not agree with his narrative. Do not let his voice of doubt drown out my voice of promise. I am telling you this is permanent. This is lasting. This is your new reality. And nothing the enemy does can reverse what I have established. Nothing circumstances produce can undo what I have declared. Nothing people say can cancel what I have released. This blessing is yours. This provision is secured. These open doors are guaranteed. And they are not going anywhere. Walk confidently into this new season. Do not tiptoe. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. Walk boldly. Step decisively. Move with confidence. You belong in this blessing. You have a right to this provision. You are qualified for these open doors. Not because of what you did, but because of who I am and what I have declared over your life. I have called you blessed. I have named you provided for. I have assigned you abundance. And what I declare stands. What I speak happens. What I establish remains. No one can reverse it. No one can cancel it. No one can take it away from you. It is yours. Permanently, completely, irrevocably yours. So stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Stop looking over your shoulder, waiting for disaster to strike. Stop holding your breath, expecting everything to fall apart. That is not your story. That is not your reality. That is not what I have planned for you. I have planned blessing. I have ordained provision. I have established abundance. And my plans do not fail. My purposes do not change. My promises do not expire. What I said is what will happen. What I promised is what you will receive. What I declared is what you will experience. Count on it. Depend on it. Build your life on it. Because it is as certain as the fact that I am God. Nothing is going to lack. I've said it multiple times throughout this message because I need you to hear it, to receive it, to believe it, to let it become the foundation of how you think about your future. Nothing is going to lack. Not provision, not peace, not wisdom, not strength, not courage, not hope, not joy, not favor, not blessing, not opportunity, not open doors. Nothing. Every single thing you need I have already provided. Some of it you can see. Some of it you cannot see yet. But all of it exists. All of it is prepared. All of it is allocated to you. And all of it is about to manifest in your life in ways that exceed everything you have been imagining. I am not stingy. I am not reluctant. I am not holding back. I am generous. I am eager. I am ready to pour out blessing on you in such overwhelming measure that you will not be able to contain it all. That is my nature. That is who I am. I am a giving God, a providing God, an abundant God. And I take pleasure in blessing my children. It brings me joy to provide for you. It delights me to open doors for you. It satisfies me to see you walking in abundance instead of lack. So receive what I am giving, not with guilt, not with hesitation, not with doubt, but with joy, with confidence, with gratitude, with expectation, because this is just the beginning. What you are about to experience is only the start of what I have planned for you. There is more coming, more blessing, more provision, more open doors, more breakthrough, more abundance. This is the start of a journey into blessing that never ends, because I am the source and my supply never runs out. Knock on the doors with firmness. Walk through them with decision. Step into the opportunities without fear. Pursue the blessing without hesitation. It is yours. I have given it to you, and I am standing behind you, supporting you, empowering you, ensuring that you have everything you need to thrive in this new season. You are not alone. You are not on your own. You are not left to figure it out by yourself. I am with you every step of the way, providing, guiding, protecting, supplying, making a way, opening doors, releasing blessing, pouring out abundance. And I will never stop, because that is who I am. I am your provider. I am your source. I am your supply. And nothing you need will ever lack, because I am taking care of you always, forever, no matter what. Let me paint you a picture of what your life is about to look like. You are going to wake up in the days ahead and discover that the financial pressure that used to greet you every single day is gone. That weight that sat on your chest from the moment you opened your eyes, the immediate mental calculation of bills versus resources, the anxiety that used to steal your peace before you even got out of bed, it is going to be absent. And at first, you might not even notice it. You might not recognize that something has shifted, but then it will hit you. The stress is gone. The fear is lifted. The constant worry about provision has been replaced with a deep, settled peace that comes from knowing that I am taking care of everything. You are going to open your bank account and see numbers that do not make sense based on what you know you deposited. You are going to receive unexpected payments from sources you did not anticipate. You are going to discover that things you thought you would have to pay for have been taken care of by someone else. You are going to experience a multiplication of your resources that defies natural explanation. This is what supernatural provision looks like. It does not follow the normal rules. It does not operate according to predictable patterns. It shows up in ways that make you shake your head and say, that could only be God, because it is. It is me demonstrating that I am your source, not your job, not your business, not your connections, not any human system, me. And when I decide to provide, lack becomes impossible. Your relationships are about to shift too. People who have been distant are going to draw close. Connections that seem to have died are going to be revived. Doors into networks and circles that you could not access before are going to suddenly open. You are going to find yourself in rooms you never imagined you would be in, sitting at tables you never thought you would have access to, connecting with people who have the power to change the trajectory of your life with one introduction, one opportunity, one yes. This is divine favor at work. This is me opening doors that no human could open for you. This is me positioning you strategically for the next phase of your assignment. And as these doors open, as these connections form, as these opportunities present themselves, you are going to need to make decisions quickly. You are not going to have the luxury of overthinking everything the way you used to. You are not going to be able to spend weeks analyzing and calculating and trying to figure out every possible outcome before you move, because things are going to happen too fast for that. Opportunities are going to arrive with short windows. Doors are going to open with limited time to walk through before they close again. This is going to require trust. This is going to demand that you listen to my voice and obey immediately. Even when you do not have all the information, even when the logic does not completely add up, even when it feels risky. Because that is how faith works. It moves when I say move. It steps when I say step. It says yes when I say this is yours. And I am going to give you the discernment you need to know when it is me speaking and when it is just noise. You are going to hear my voice clearly. You are going to recognize my leading, and you are going to have the courage to follow it. There is going to be a moment, probably soon, when you are standing at the threshold of something significant, an opportunity that looks bigger than you feel ready for, a door that seems like it should be for someone more qualified, more experienced, more connected than you. And you are going to feel that old familiar hesitation rise up, that voice that says, "Are you sure you belong here? Are you really qualified for this? What if you fail? What if you are not ready?" And in that moment, I need you to remember everything I have told you in this message. I need you to remember that I do not open doors for you that I have not already equipped you to walk through. I need you to remember that I am your confidence, not your resume. I need you to remember that when I call you to something, I qualify you for it. credentials look like. And then I need you to step through that door anyway. In spite of the fear, in spite of the doubt, in spite of the voice that says you are not ready, step through. Because where I am, lack is impossible. He is operating from a position of lack of resources, lack of opportunity, of connections, lack of favor. And that position shaped how you thought, how you prayed, how you made decisions, how you moved through the world. You became accustomed to scarcity. You got used to barely enough. You accepted limitation as your norm. And I allowed that season because there were things you needed to learn in it. There was character that needed to be developed. There was dependence on me that needed to be established. But that season is over now. You are no longer operating from a position of lack. You are operating from a position of abundance. And abundance requires a different mindset. It requires different thinking. It requires different expectations. It requires different decision-making. You cannot carry a scarcity mindset into a season of abundance and expect to thrive. The old ways of thinking will limit what you can receive in this new season. So I am renewing your mind. I am shifting your perspective. I am changing the way you see yourself, the way you see me, the way you see your future. Where you used to see closed doors, I am teaching you to see open doors. Where you used to see lack, I am teaching you to see abundance. Where you used to see limitation, I am teaching you to see possibility. Where you used to see obstacles, I am teaching you to see opportunities. This shift in perspective is critical because you cannot walk in the fullness of what I am releasing if you are still thinking like someone who has nothing. You have to start thinking like someone who serves a God who owns everything. You have to start thinking like someone who is a child of the King. You have to start thinking like someone who has access to unlimited resources through their covenant relationship with me. Your identity is shifting. For too long you have identified yourself by your struggles, by your lack, by your limitations, by your failures, by the doors that closed in your face, by the prayers that seemed to go unanswered, by the seasons that were harder than you thought you could survive. But that is not who you are. Those were just seasons you walked through. They do not define you. What defines you is whose you are. You are mine. You are my child. You are my beloved. You are my chosen one. You are my treasured possession. You are the one I delight in. You are the one I sing over. You are the one I have called by name. You are the one I have plans for, good plans, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. That is your identity. That is who you are. And when you start operating from that identity, instead of from the identity of your struggles, everything changes. You start walking differently. You start talking differently. You start praying differently. You start making decisions differently. You start responding to challenges differently because you are not someone who barely survives. You are someone who thrives. You are not someone who scrapes by with just enough. You are someone who overflows with abundance. You are not someone who begs for opportunities. You are someone who walks through open doors. You are not someone who lives in fear of lack. You are someone who lives in the confidence of provision. This is who you are. This is your true identity. And the more you embrace it, the more you will see it manifest in your life. I want to talk to you about something that might feel uncomfortable at first. I want to talk to you about increase, about multiplication, about expansion, about growing beyond the borders you have known, because that is what is about to happen. Your capacity is about to increase. Your influence is about to expand. Your resources are about to multiply. Your territory is about to enlarge, and for someone who has lived within narrow confines for so long, who has operated within tight limitations, who has functioned within small boundaries, this increase can feel overwhelming. It can feel like too much. It can trigger imposter syndrome. It can make you want to shrink back into the familiar smallness, because at least that felt manageable. But I am asking you not to shrink back. I am asking you to expand with what I am expanding, to grow into the size of the blessing I am releasing, to stretch to accommodate the abundance I am pouring out, to enlarge your tent, lengthen your cords, strengthen your stakes. Because you are about to need more room. This is not the time to play small. This is not the time to hide. This is not the time to downplay what I am doing in your life because you are worried about making other people uncomfortable. This is the time to step fully into everything I am releasing, to receive it with both hands, to walk boldly into the increase, to own the blessing without apology. Because when you do that, when you receive boldly and walk confidently and own the blessing fully, you inspire other people to believe that I can do the same thing for them. Your boldness gives them permission to believe for their own breakthrough. Your confidence in my provision encourages them to trust me for their own needs. Your testimony of abundance challenges them to stop settling for lack. You are not just receiving this blessing for yourself, you are receiving it for everyone who is. Watching and wondering if God really shows up for people who trust Him. Your life is about to become proof that I do. There are going to be moments in this new season when you are tempted to second-guess the blessing. When something good happens and your first response is to question it instead of receive it. When provision shows up and instead of being grateful, you are suspicious, wondering what the catch is. When doors open and instead of walking through with confidence, you hesitate, wondering if you really heard me correctly. This is the scarcity mindset trying to reassert itself. This is the old way of thinking trying to regain control, and you have to recognize it for what it is and reject it. Every time a blessing shows up and you are tempted to question it, stop and thank me for it instead. Every time provision arrives and you are tempted to be suspicious, choose gratitude instead. Every time a door opens and you are tempted to hesitate, choose obedience instead. Train yourself to receive without questioning. Train yourself to trust without second-guessing. Train yourself to step forward without hesitating, because that is what this season requires. It requires bold receiving, confident stepping, immediate obeying. The provision I am releasing is not just for your immediate needs. It is also for your future. I am not just taking care of what you need today. I am setting you up for what you will need a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I am positioning you for the long term. I am establishing resources and connections and opportunities now that you might not fully utilize until later, because I see the whole journey. I see where you are going. I see what is coming. I see what you are going to need. And I am making sure it is there when you need it. So some of the provision that shows up might not make complete sense in your current context. Some of the doors that open might seem premature. Some of the connections you make might feel like they are not useful right now. But trust that I know what I am doing. Trust that there is a reason for the timing. Trust that what I am giving you now is preparing you for what is coming next. Do you remember when I led the Israelites out of Egypt? Before they left, I instructed them to ask the Egyptians for articles of silver and gold and clothing, and the Egyptians gave them what they asked for. The Israelites plundered the Egyptians. They walked out of slavery loaded with resources, and at the time it might have seemed excessive. They were going into the wilderness. What did they need gold and silver for? But I knew what was coming. I knew they were going to build a tabernacle. I knew they were going to need resources for that construction. I knew they would need materials that would not be available in the wilderness. So I made sure they left Egypt with everything they would need before they needed it. I provided in advance for a requirement that had not yet manifested. That is what I am doing for you right now. I am giving you things in advance. I am opening doors ahead of time. I am positioning you early because I know what is coming, and I am making sure you are ready for it when it arrives. The blessing that is coming your way is not going to make sense to everyone. There will be people who question it. People who wonder why you are being blessed. People who think you do not deserve it. People who are suspicious of how quickly things are changing for you. People who assume you must have done something wrong, or cut some corner, or compromised in some way to see this level of breakthrough. And their questions and suspicions and assumptions are not your responsibility. You do not owe anyone an explanation for how I choose to bless you. You do not have to justify my goodness to people who are determined to be skeptical. You do not have to defend my provision to people who have not learned to trust me for themselves. Your only responsibility is to receive what I give you, steward it well, give me glory for it, and let your life be a testimony to my faithfulness. There will also be celebrate with you. Through people who have vision, people who have been standing in faith alongside you for your doors to open. When they see what I do for you, they are going to rejoice. Not just because they are happy for you, although they are, but because your breakthrough gives them hope for their own. Because your testimony strengthens their faith. Because your evidence of my faithfulness reminds them that I can be trusted. These are your people, the ones who celebrate your wins like they are their own, the ones who cheer for you when you walk through open doors, the ones who say, "Look at what God did," with genuine joy and excitement. Hold on to these people. Stay connected to them. Let them celebrate with you, because shared joy is multiplied joy, and community makes the journey sweeter. I'm about to do something in your finances that you have been praying about for years. That debt that has felt like a weight around your neck, it is about to be lifted. That financial pressure that has been suffocating, it is about to be relieved. That account that has been in the negative or barely above zero, it is about to see increase. That bill you did not know how you were going to pay, provision for it, is on the way. I am moving on your behalf in the financial realm in ways that are going to shock you. You are going to see numbers shift. You are going to see balances change. You are going to see payments arrive. You are going to see debts cancelled. You are going to see increase that you cannot account for through your natural income. This is supernatural financial provision, and it is coming because I am your provider, and I have decided that your season of financial struggle is over. But I want you to steward this financial blessing with wisdom. I am not releasing this provision so you can be foolish with it. I am not opening financial doors so you can walk through them recklessly. I am giving you increase so you can manage it wisely, use it purposefully, and let it accomplish kingdom purposes. So when the provision comes, do not immediately spend it all on things you do not need. Seek my guidance about how to steward it. Ask me what I want you to do with it. Listen for my direction about where I want you to sow it, where I want you to save it, where I want you to invest it, where I want you to use it. Because money is a tool, not a treasure. It is a resource to be stewarded, not a god to be worshipped. And when you steward it well, when you use it wisely, when you let it serve the purposes I have for it, I can trust you with even more because I know you will not let it ruin you. I know you will not let it become your identity. I know you will use it as the tool it is meant to be. Your health is also about to see breakthrough. If you have been struggling with physical issues, with chronic conditions, with pain that will not go away, with exhaustion that will not lift, I am touching your body right now. I am releasing healing into your physical frame. I am restoring strength that has been depleted. I am renewing energy that has been sapped. I am bringing alignment to what has been out of alignment. I am healing what has been broken, because I am not just your provider of material resources. I am your healer. I am the one who made your body. I know exactly how it is supposed to function. And I can restore it to optimal function, regardless of what the doctors say. regardless of what the diagnosis is, regardless of how long you've been dealing with the issue. My power is greater than any sickness. My healing is more potent than any disease. My touch is more effective than any treatment. Receive it, believe for it, expect it. Your body is about to testify to my healing power. Your emotions are about to stabilize. If you've been on a roller coaster of fear and anxiety and depression and overwhelm, if your emotions have been all over the place, if you have felt like you are barely holding it together emotionally, I am bringing peace to your inner world. I'm calming the storm in your mind. I'm settling the chaos in your heart. I'm releasing joy where there has been sadness. I'm releasing hope where there has been despair. I'm releasing peace where there has been anxiety. I'm releasing rest where there has been restlessness. You are about to discover that you can function from a place of emotional stability instead of constantly being tossed around by whatever is happening externally. This is the peace that surpasses understanding. This is the joy that is not dependent on circumstances. This is the hope that remains steady even when things around you are shaking. It is yours. Receive it. Your relationships are about to be healed and restored. If there have been breaches, I am mending them. If there have been misunderstandings, I am bringing clarity. If there have been offenses, I am releasing forgiveness. If there have been walls built up between you and people you love, I am tearing those walls down. Not every relationship is meant to be restored. Some relationships serve their purpose for a season and were never meant to continue beyond that season. But the relationships that are meant to be in your life, the ones that are aligned with my purposes for you, the ones that are beneficial and healthy and life-giving, those relationships are about to be strengthened. You are about to experience deeper connection, better communication, stronger bonds, more authentic intimacy. And the relationships that are not meant to continue, I am giving you the wisdom and the courage to release them without guilt. The doors I am opening are leading you into new territories, places you have never been, levels you have never occupied, rooms you have never entered, and with new territory comes new responsibility, comes new challenges, comes new requirements, but also comes new grace. I do not send you into new territory without giving you the grace you need to thrive there. I do not promote you to a new level without equipping you for that level. I do not open new doors without preparing you for what is on the other side. So do not be intimidated by the newness. Do not be overwhelmed by the unfamiliarity. Do not be afraid of the unknown. I am guiding you. I am equipping you. And I have already gone ahead of you to prepare the way. Every single thing that I have message is already in motion. It is not something that might happen if certain conditions are met. It is not something that could happen if you do everything perfectly. It is something that is happening right now in the spiritual realm, and it is about to manifest in the natural realm. The doors are already unlocking. The opportunities are already being arranged. The connections are already being orchestrated. The breakthrough is already breaking through. The abundance is already on its way, and all you have to do is receive it, position yourself for it, prepare for it, expect it, and when it arrives, steward it well. Nothing will lack. I have said it so many times because it is the foundation of everything else I have told you. If you believe that nothing will lack, you can step forward with confidence. If you trust that I am your provider, you can move without fear. If you know I have opened doors for you, you can knock boldly. If you understand that I have allocated abundance to you, you can receive generously. Everything flows from this one truth: nothing will lack. Not provision, not peace, not wisdom, not strength, not courage, not hope, not joy, not favor, not blessing, not opportunity, not open doors. Nothing. Believe it, receive it, Walk in it, and watch as your life transforms into a testimony of my faithfulness that impacts everyone around you. Let me address one more thing before I close this message. I want to talk to you about the accusations that have been launched against you. The lies the enemy has been whispering in your ear about who you are and what you deserve, and whether or not you are really called. He has been working overtime to convince you that you are disqualified, that your past mistakes have cancelled your future, that your current struggles mean I have abandoned you, that your prayers going unanswered means I am not listening, that the doors staying closed means you are not chosen. And I need you to hear me clearly when I say this. Every single one of those accusations is a lie. Every whisper of disqualification is false. Every suggestion that you are not worthy is deception, because your worthiness does not come from your perfection. It comes from my love. Your qualification does not come from your track record. It comes from my calling. Your access does not come from your credentials. It comes from my blood that was shed for you. You are not standing before me based on your own merit. You are standing before me covered by grace, washed by the blood, made righteous not by what you did, but by what Jesus did. And that means the enemy has no legitimate accusation against you. He can point to your failures all day long. He can remind you of every mistake you ever made. He can replay every bad decision on a loop in your mind. But none of it changes your position in me. None of it alters your standing. None of it revokes your calling. Because your calling and your gifting are irrevocable. What I have spoken over you stands. What I have declared about you remains true. What I have promised to you will come to pass. And no amount of accusation from the enemy or condemnation from your own mind can change that. So stop agreeing with the accusations. Stop partnering with the lies. Stop allowing the enemy to use your own voice against you. When he reminds you of your past, remind him of his future. When he points to your failures, point him to my faithfulness. When he says you are disqualified, declare that I have called you qualified. When he says you do not deserve blessing, declare that blessing is not about what you deserve. It is about who I am and what I have promised. Take authority over the narrative. Stop letting the enemy write the script. Stop letting condemnation shape your self-perception. You are who I say you are. You have what I say you have. You are going where I say you are going. And nothing the enemy says can change that. The doors that are opening are not opening because you finally got your act together. They are opening because it is the appointed time. The provision that is coming is not coming because you finally did enough to earn it. It is coming because I am faithful to my word. The breakthrough that is manifesting is not manifesting because you finally figured out the formula. It is manifesting because I decided that your season of testing is complete and your season of testimony is beginning. This is all about me, about my timing, about my faithfulness, about my power, about my love, not about your perfection, not about your performance, not about your ability to get everything right. And that is good news, because if it depended on you being perfect, you would be waiting forever. But it depends on me being faithful, and I am always faithful. I never fail. I never give up on my children. I never revoke my promises. I never abandon my purposes. What I start, I finish. I fulfill what I declare. You have been waiting for this moment for so long that you almost stopped believing it would ever come. You almost gave up. You almost walked away. You almost decided that maybe the promises were for other people but not for you. But something kept you holding on. Something kept you believing. Something kept you trusting even when trust did not make logical sense. That something was me. I was the one holding on to you when you could barely hold on to yourself. I was the one sustaining your faith when everything around you was attacking it. I was the one keeping hope alive in your heart when circumstances were trying to kill it. You did not make it this far on your own strength. You made it this far because I carried you. And now that you have made it to the threshold of breakthrough, I am not going to let you fall. I am going to make sure you cross over. I am going to ensure that you walk into everything I have prepared for you. The tranquility that is settling over your spirit right now is not temporary. It is the peace that comes from knowing that you are held by me, that you are secure in me, that your future is guaranteed because it is in my hands, not yours. And my hands never drop what they are holding. My hands never let go of my children. My hands are strong enough to hold you through any storm, any battle, any challenge, any attack. You are safe with me. You are secure in me. You are protected by me. And nothing can snatch you out of my hand. Not the enemy, not circumstances, not people, not your own failures. Nothing. You are mine, and I protect what is mine. The abundance that is about to flood your life is going to require you to think bigger, to dream larger, to expand your vision beyond what you have been able to imagine up until now. Because what I am about to do exceeds your current capacity to envision it. You have been thinking too small. You have been dreaming too narrow. You have been asking for too little. And I am about to blow the limits off your thinking. I am about to show you that what you thought was the ceiling is actually the floor. What you thought was the maximum is actually the minimum. What you thought was abundance is actually just the beginning of abundance. I am about to recalibrate your understanding of what is possible. I am about to reset your expectations to align with my reality instead of your experience. And when you see what I am capable of, when you experience the magnitude of what I can do, you are never going to think small again. This is important because I have assignments for you that require abundant provision. I have doors for you to walk through that require bold confidence. I have territories for you to occupy that require unwavering faith. And if you are still thinking like someone who barely has enough, if you are still operating from a mindset of scarcity, if you are still seeing yourself as small and insignificant, you will not be able to step into what I am calling you to. So I am upgrading your mindset, I am renewing your thinking, I am transforming your self-perception. Because the version of you that walked in lack and limitation is not the version of you that is going to walk in abundance and authority. You are being transformed, not just externally, but internally. Not just in your circumstances, but in your identity. Not just in what you have, but in who you are. And who you are is powerful. You are anointed. You are appointed, you are chosen, you are called, you are equipped, you are empowered, you are filled with my spirit, you are backed by my authority, you are covered by my blood, you are sealed with my promise, you are held in my hand, you are written on my heart, you are never forgotten, you are always seen, you are constantly loved, you are perpetually provided for. This is who you are. This is your identity. And when you walk in this identity, you are understanding, when you see yourself the way I see you, everything changes. Doors that were closed open, opportunities that were hidden appear, resources that were blocked flow, favor that was absent shows up, because you are no longer approaching life as someone who is hoping for a break. You are approaching it as someone who knows they are blessed, called, chosen, and equipped by the God of the universe. The enemy has tried to keep you in a prison of small thinking. He has tried to convince you that you are insignificant, that your life does not matter, that you have nothing valuable to contribute, that you should just accept whatever scraps come your way and be grateful for them. But I am breaking you out of that prison. I am shattering those lies. I am demolishing that false narrative, because you are not insignificant. Your life does matter. You have something incredibly valuable to contribute, and you are not meant to accept scraps. You are meant to feast at my table as a beloved child of the King. You are royalty. You are part of a royal priesthood. You are a citizen of heaven. You have access to the throne room of God. You can come boldly before my throne to receive mercy and find grace to help in your time of need. Do you understand what that means? It means you are not an outsider begging for help. You are family asking your Father for what you need, and I delight in giving good gifts to my children. The provision that is coming is going to feel overwhelming at first, not because it is too much, but because you have been conditioned to expect too little. You've gotten used to lack. You have normalized scarcity. You have accepted limitation as normal. So when abundance shows up, it is going to feel foreign. It is going to feel almost uncomfortable. Part of you might even want to reject it because it does not align with what you have known. But I need you to push past that discomfort. I need you to embrace the abundance even when it feels unfamiliar. I need you to receive the blessing, even when it challenges your sense of what you deserve. Because this is not about what you deserve. This is about what I have freely given. This is about my grace, which by definition is unearned and undeserved. If you had to earn it, it would not be grace. If you had to deserve it, it would not be a gift. But I am giving it freely, lavishly, abundantly, because that is who I am. I am a giving God, and I am giving to you. The doors that are opening are not just professional doors or financial doors. They are also spiritual doors, doors into deeper intimacy with me, doors into greater revelation of who I am, doors into higher levels of authority in the spirit realm, doors into more effective ministry, doors into clearer prophetic vision, doors into stronger intercession, doors into bolder evangelism, doors into more impactful service. You are being promoted in every realm, not just in the natural, but also in the spiritual, because the two are connected. The natural blessing I release into your life is meant to resource the spiritual assignment I have given you. The open doors in your career or business or relationships are meant to position you for greater kingdom impact. Everything I give you has a purpose beyond just your personal benefit. It all ties into the bigger picture of what I am doing in the earth and how I want to use you as part of that work. So steward everything I give you with kingdom perspective. See every blessing as a tool for advancing my purposes. View every open door as an opportunity to expand my kingdom. Recognize every resource as provision for the assignment I have entrusted to you. When you steward blessing this way, when you use provision purposefully, when you walk through doors with kingdom intent, you position yourself for even greater blessing. Because I can trust people who understand that it is not about them, I can release abundance into the hands of people who will use it for my glory. I can open significant doors for people who will walk through them with my purposes in mind. You are that person. You have proven yourself trustworthy. You have demonstrated that your heart is aligned with my heart. You have shown that you want what I want. And that makes you someone I can trust with great blessing, significant doors, and abundant provision. The journey ahead is going to be marked by acceleration. Things that used to take a long time are going to happen quickly. Processes that normally take years are going to be compressed into months or even weeks. Breakthroughs that you expected to wait years for are going to manifest suddenly. This is divine acceleration. This is me speeding up the timeline because the preparation is complete and the moment has arrived. You are ready for what is coming. I have equipped you. I have prepared you. I have positioned you. And now it is time for the manifestation of everything I have been working on behind the scenes. Get ready for suddenly. Get ready for rapid movement. Get ready for quick shifts. Get ready for fast manifestation. Because delay is over. Waiting is finished. The season of breakthrough is here. And as you walk through this season, remember to give me glory. Remember to testify about what I have done. Remember to point people back to me. Because the blessing you are receiving is meant to be a billboard that advertises my faithfulness. The provision you are experiencing is meant to be evidence that I am real, and I care, and I provide for my children. The open doors you are walking through are meant to demonstrate that I keep my promises. Your life is a message. Your testimony is a sermon. Your breakthrough is proof that I am who I say I am. So do not hide it. Do not diminish it. Do not downplay it. Let it be seen. Let it be heard. Let it point people to me, because that is the ultimate purpose of blessing. Not just to make your life comfortable, but to make my name famous. Not just to meet your needs, but to demonstrate my goodness to a watching world. Not just to give you abundance, but to use your abundance as a testimony that draws others into relationship with me. You are blessed to be a blessing. You are provided for, so you can provide for others. You are walking through open doors, so you can hold doors open for people coming behind you. This is the cycle of kingdom blessing. It flows through you, not just to you. It comes to you so it can go through you to others. And as it flows, as it circulates, as it moves from you to others, and then back to you in even greater measure, the kingdom expands. The lost are found. The broken are healed. The hopeless find hope. The discouraged find strength. And I get the glory, which is what this has always been about. My glory, my name, my kingdom, my purposes. And you get the privilege of being part of it. You get to be a vessel I use. You get to be a channel I flow through. You get to be a tool I work with. And there is no greater honor, no higher calling, no more significant purpose than that. So step into this season with confidence. Walk through these doors with boldness. Receive this blessing with gratitude. Steward this provision with wisdom. Use this abundance for kingdom purposes. And watch as I do exceedingly abundantly beyond all you could ask or imagine. Because that is who I am. That is what I do. And that is what I am about to do in your life, starting right now. Nothing will lack. Everything you need is provided. Every door you need to walk through is open. Every resource you need to fulfill your assignment is available. You are blessed. You are favored. You are provided for. You are equipped. You are ready. And I am with you always forever, no matter what. One last word before I release you into this season of abundance. Do not look back. Do not let the past define your future. Do not allow yesterday's failures to limit tomorrow's possibilities. What is behind you is behind you for a reason. It served its purpose. You learned what you needed to learn. You grew in the ways you needed to grow, but now it is time to move forward. Eyes ahead. Focus sharp. Vision clear. The promised land is in front of you, not behind you. The abundance is ahead, not in the rearview mirror. The open doors are forward, not backward. So stop looking back at what you lost, what did not work out, what failed, what ended, what disappointed you. Turn your face forward. Set your gaze on what is coming. Fix your eyes on me and on the future I have prepared for you. The best days of your life are not behind you. They are ahead of you. The greatest victories you will ever experience have not happened yet. The most significant doors you will ever walk through are still in front of you. The deepest joy you will ever know is coming. The most profound peace you will ever experience is on its way. The most abundant provision you will ever receive is being released right now. Do not let the enemy convince you that your best days are over. Do not let disappointment tell you that you have seen your last breakthrough. Do not let past failures persuade you that future success is impossible. All of that is a lie designed to keep you stuck, to keep you from moving forward, to keep you from receiving everything I have for you. Move forward. Take the next step. Knock on the next door. Pursue the next opportunity. Believe for the next breakthrough. Trust me for the next provision. I am leading you into a future that is brighter than anything in your past. A future filled with blessing, abundance, favor, open doors, divine connection, supernatural provision, and unlimited possibilities. This future is not a fantasy. It is not wishful thinking. It is the reality I have prepared for you, and it is waiting for you to step into it. So step, move, go. Walk forward in faith, trusting that every step you take is ordered by me, supported by me, and leading you directly into the fullness of everything I promised. Nothing will lack. This is my final word to you, my ultimate promise, my unchanging declaration. Nothing will lack. Trust it, believe it, stand on it. Let it be the foundation of every decision you make, every prayer you pray, every step you take. I am your provider. I am your source. I am your supply. And I never fail. Never. Not once. Not ever. You can count on me. You can depend on me. You can build your entire life on the certainty that I will provide everything you need when you need it. This is who I am. This is what I do. And this is what I am doing for you right now, and will continue to do for the rest of your life. Walk in peace. Walk in confidence. Walk in joy. Walk in freedom. Walk in abundance. Walk in blessing. Walk in favor. Walk in victory. Walk in my presence, and know that. As you walk, I am walking with you every single step of the way, providing for you, protecting you, guiding you, blessing you, opening doors for you, making a way for you, ensuring that nothing you need will ever lack, because you are mine, and I take care of what is mine. Continue with Deep Seek. The windows are open, the doors are unlocked, the provision is released, the abundance is flowing, the blessing is yours, the favor is active, the breakthrough is manifesting, the promises are being fulfilled. Everything I said is happening. Everything I declared is coming to pass. Everything I promised is being delivered right now in this moment. As you receive these words, the shift is occurring. The transition is happening. The transformation is taking place. From lack to abundance, from closed to open, from no to yes, from delay to suddenly, from barely enough to more than enough. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your time. And nothing, absolutely nothing will lack. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. Live from it. Operate in it. Make decisions based on it. Pray from a place of knowing it. Move forward in the confidence of it. Because it is truth. It is reality. It is fact. It is established. It is done. Nothing will lack. Ever. I have spoken it. I have declared it. I have established it. And what I establish cannot be shaken, cannot be moved, cannot be changed, cannot be reversed. It stands forever. For you, over you, with you, in you, around you, nothing will lack. This is my word to you. This is my promise for you. This is my declaration over you. Receive it fully. Believe it completely. Stand on it confidently. And watch as your life becomes the living proof that I am faithful, I am good, I am generous, and I keep every single promise I make. Amen. This response is AI generated and for reference purposes only.